Billionaires. That means they about that money. They about the bag. And you know he saw this. Courtesy of ESPN Cleveland, Shedeur Sanders earned a record-breaking $17.7 million in group licensing from jersey sales, card collectibles, and more last season. You know Browns owner Jimmy Haslam sees this and knows I have a cash cow here at the quarterback position.
The phone rang, and when Jimmy Haslam picked it up, everything changed. Not just for the Cleveland Browns, not just for a quarterback competition, but for the entire future of a franchise that has been waiting, desperately waiting for a reason to believe again. And here's the thing nobody is talking about. This decision, it was never just about football.
Yeah, well, first, the OC, Travis Schweitzer, said that the reps have just been about dead even when it comes to Shedeur and Deshaun splitting the first team reps.
Yeah.
And if you remember at that first open OTA practice, I believe it was Deshaun that had, they did a lot of the ACT slow down walkthrough install. And if I remember correctly, when they were two spotting, Deshaun was running with the first team offense. But when they went to actual 11 on 11 team drills, it was Shedeur that was up first, and then they kind of split that a little bit.
Follow the money. That's it. That's the whole story. You want to understand why Shedeur Sanders is about to become the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, not just because of his arm, not just because of his poise under pressure, not just because of the jaw-dropping things he did on that field, but because Jimmy Haslam is a billionaire, and billionaires didn't get where they are by ignoring the numbers staring them dead in the face. $17.7 million. Let that sit for a second. Shedeur Sanders, a rookie who hadn't even taken a single regular season NFL snap, generated $17.7 million in group licensing alone. Jerseys, collectibles, trading cards, merchandise flying off shelves before he ever played a down of professional football. Number one. Above Travis Hunter, above Patrick Mahomes, above Saquon Barkley. Shedeur Sanders, number one. You think Jimmy Haslam doesn't see that? You think a man who has built a billion-dollar empire looks at those numbers and just shrugs? No chance. Because what those numbers represent isn't just sales. It's something far more valuable and far more rare in the NFL. It's magnetism. It's star power. It's the kind of box office energy that fills stadiums, sells out suites, and makes television executives pick up the phone. And Cleveland has a brand new stadium on the way. You do the math. But here is where it gets complicated, because Deshaun Watson is still on that roster, and Deshaun Watson is not going quietly. Inside the Browns' OTA practices, the picture has been messy, intentionally messy. Head coach Kevin Stefanski's successor, along with offensive coordinator Travis Schweitzer, have made it clear the reps are split. Dead even. Nobody's handing Shedeur Sanders anything. Some days Watson runs with the ones in 11 on 11 drills. Some days Shedeur does. Some days they flip it entirely. Shedeur two-spotting, Watson stepping forward, then the whole thing rotating again like a chess game being played in slow motion. And the reporters covering this team, even they can't get a straight answer. Sources say, let it play out. Just let it play out. But here's the thing about Deshaun Watson that you can't ignore, and honestly, this is the part that's uncomfortable to say out loud. He looks different. The reporters who've been at those OTA practices say they're seeing Watson push the ball downfield in ways they haven't seen before. The shoulder that ended this franchise's 2024 season, the shoulder that cost this franchise everything, apparently it feels better. He's trusting it. He's throwing with confidence. For one brief, uncomfortable moment, the competition felt real.
But, again, if Monken is wanting to make a decision heading into training camp and really have a clear QB1, again, for all the reasons that everyone has mentioned, like the experience, the knowledge of the system, I was told to really let it play out. As OTAs opened up, the source told me, like, just really let it play out. Like, obviously, Deshaun's going to be ahead in terms of knowing the playbook because he is a 9-year vet, but let it play out. But if you're looking to make a decision sooner than later, I think for all those reasons, and then what we've seen on the field.
And that's what nobody wants to admit, because Shedeur Sanders was supposed to walk in here and take this job. That was the narrative. That was the expectation. The kid from Colorado, the son of Dion, the number 2 pick in the draft. This was supposed to be his moment from day one. But the NFL doesn't care about narratives. The NFL eats narratives for breakfast. Watson is a 9-year veteran. He knows this playbook. He knows the system. And the people inside that building, the coaches, the insiders, they know that experience matters, especially in May, especially before pads go on, especially before the hits start landing. A source close to the situation said it plainly. Deshaun's going to be ahead in knowing the playbook. He's a 9-year vet. Just let it play out. Let it play out. 3 words that are driving Shedeur supporters absolutely insane right now. But here's the shift. Here's the moment where the story turns. Because while the football competition plays out in controlled, padded silence, the business competition already has a winner, and it's not close. You don't generate $17.7 million in licensing before your first NFL start because people are hoping you'll be good. You generate that because people believe in you, because fans are emotionally invested in you, because you represent something bigger than a depth chart. Shedeur Sanders represents the future. He represents a new era. He represents the version of the Cleveland Browns that people actually want to spend their money watching. And the rookies around him, they're buying in too. Denzel Boston, the wide receiver who a lot of scouts quietly slept on entering the draft, has been electric at OTAs. His fluidity, his route running, his ability to come up to speed this fast in a brand new system, a stutter-go route against Tyson Campbell in 7-on-7s that had everyone on the sideline turning their heads. These aren't just practice highlights. These are building blocks. These are the pieces of something real being assembled right now in Cleveland, and Shedeur is at the center of it all. There's a new stadium coming to Cleveland.
Like, both of the wide receivers have stood out to me, and I want to say, like, maybe Denzel Boston has a little bit more just because I wasn't as high on him entering the draft as I was a guy like Casey Concepcion, but he has really impressed me with, like, his fluidity as a bigger wide receiver. He had that really impressive stutter go last week against Tyson Campbell that went for a touchdown in 7-on-7s. He's really been an active part of this passing game, and he's really kind of gotten up.
Think about what that means. Think about what a franchise needs when it opens a brand new building. It needs energy. It needs electricity. It needs a reason for fans to show up on a cold Sunday in November and feel like they're watching history being made. Shedeur Sanders gives them that. Not because it's been handed to him, not because his last name opens doors, but because something about the way he carries himself, the way he moves in the pocket, the way he refuses to panic, the way he commands attention just by stepping onto the field, it does something to people. The ticket sales during his college games at Colorado, the jersey numbers that broke records before he took a snap, the television ratings that spiked every single time he played. These aren't coincidences. This is who Shedeur Sanders is. Now, here's the question that everyone in Cleveland is sitting with tonight. When training camp opens, when the pads come on, when the real hits start flying and the pressure becomes impossible to fake your way through, who will Jimmy Haslam be looking at? Because at the end of the day, past all the OTA reports, past all the insider sources, past all the rep splitting and the quarterback competitions and the depth chart drama, this comes down to one man writing the checks, and that man just watched a rookie out-earn Patrick Mahomes in group licensing. Jimmy Haslam is a billionaire, and billionaires follow the money. Shedeur Sanders is the money. The decision has already been made in every way that matters. The football competition is still unfolding, and Watson deserves every rep, every opportunity, every chance he gets. But the gravity of this moment is pulling in one direction, and everyone inside that building knows it.
Cleveland has been waiting so long for something to believe in, something real, something that makes you stay up late watching highlights, something that makes you buy the jersey before the season starts, something that makes you look at your kid and say, "Watch this, remember this, we're about to watch something special." That something has a name, and it wears number 2. If this story got you fired up, if you feel what Cleveland is about to become, hit that subscribe button right now, because this is just the beginning. The drama, the competition, the decisions that will define this franchise for the next decade, we're covering all of it. Subscribe, hit the bell, and don't miss a single moment of what's coming next. Because in Cleveland, the story is just getting started.